Hey guys, welcome back to That Girl with Books. I am Ria and I'm here with the most anticipated romance of 2020. I know during this quarantine we were not being able to go out and I was binge watching many series and I was also binge reading many books. So I am here with most beautiful books of 2020 and I really hope that you're gonna love them and adore them. So the very first novel is Dear Eva by Ilsa. So it's an enemies to lovers, secret admirer, high school romance. The scene opens up to Eva, our heroine, waking up from being drugged and abused. Then the scene sets to 9 months later when she has to return to the same school because of some circumstances and now she doesn't know what to do. Many people in school thinks that she is lying about that night only to be in gossip, but she knows that whatever happened to her that night while she was drugged, it was bad, it was really bad, and she has to prove people that she is tougher than this and she can survive this, and she will find whoever abused her and will make him pay. In the middle of all this serious plot, she finds a letter from her admirer in her locker room, whereas Knox, our hero, is a brooding quarterback, and he has a huge scar on his face, and people in high school thinks that he's a spoiled brat, and he is ugly, he is arrogant, he is not a person to be crossed. Whereas Knox in reality is a person with a body of a steel and a heart of a gold. So basically this story was very carefully written, and when I was reading this, it was one of the most beautiful stories I have ever read. The relationship was dynamic, the character development was dynamic, and how they become from friends to lovers, and even between all this serious plot, how Knox makes Eva believe that she can trust people with her life, with her secrets, with love, and he'll never leave her. But when she thinks that things are starting to make sense, things fall apart because secrets are revealed, the abuser is caught, and that abuser is one of Knox's friend. So when that abuser is caught, secrets are revealed, she now has to make a choice between the fact that whether she has to choose Knox or whether she has to choose her career and her brother. So that's how the novel ends, and though it is definitely have a happy epilogue which you have to read, and it was also one of the best epilogues I have ever read, and I definitely recommend this one. I'll give this novel 4 stars out of 5 because I think it's a novel which you can pick anytime, anywhere, and you will not regret it while you're reading, and you can at least read this novel 5-6 times and you can binge watch it, binge read it, and it's one of the best. So the next novel is My Darling Arrow by Saffron. So it is the first novel in the series of Saint Mary Rebel. So basically the book starts off to Salim. Salim is an witchy character, if we say, and she is kind of little bit curvy, little bit sassy, little bit what we say strong woman kind of thing, and she is also in love with her sister's boyfriend, which led her to escape from her home only to be caught and being sent to a reform school, that is Saint Mary. But by some twist of fate, Arrow, our hero, ends up being his coach, that is soccer coach, and now she has to look up to him every day, each day, and she doesn't know, she wants to escape it, she wants to crave it, or she wants to go all the way and hug him and say that I love you. So this novel also states that loving someone is a beautiful thing, and wanting them and craving them is not such a bad thing, and it's brave, it's remarkable, and not something many of us are capable of. What I liked most in novel was how dynamic their relationship was, and how he was even some kind of a brooding character. He was like, I only do this for you and I only care about you. Even if he was confused between the feelings he had for Celine, he was always there for her. I definitely recommend this one, and I'll give this novel 4 stars out of 5, and I definitely think that we can read it anytime and anywhere. And this is the novel which makes us believe in love, which makes us believe that sometimes faith has has his own twisted way to make us believe in things we doesn't want to believe. It is also a novel that tells us that sometimes we need to wait, sometimes we need to get caught in the faith, sometimes we need to just let it go things and see what happens when, whether they are in our faith or whether they are not. I definitely recommend this one. So the next novel in this is Angry God by J Shen. It is the third book in the series of All Saints High. It is an emotional standalone about first love, second chances, and overcoming breathtaking losses at a young age. The characters are unique. Vegan, our hero, his personality fascinates me. His mind is a vast universe of thoughts that tortures him, and he is a person with a heart of a gold outside his cold and brooding exterior. Whereas Lenny, our heroine, is his perfect complement. She's sassy and brave, determined and loyal. What I like most in this novel was how LJ has narrated the story so well that in the starting they were not kind of wanting to see each other from how they become lovers. The novel is written very well, and how their relationship evolve around each other, how being with together makes them complete, how being with together complements them, and how they complement each other's life in different ways. How Lenny is kind of dependent on him, how Vegan is dependent on him, how they were peeled layer after layer, how the personalities were peeled out layer after layer, and how their secrets, desires, their past was revealed. And though this book has some kind of abuse kind of thing, where one of Lenny's relative is a pedophile, and he kinds of tortures Vegan when he in the past when he was a kid, due to which he is what he is now. And that's how the story is all about, his tortured past, and how Lenny loses her mother at a young age, and now whatever she is outside her cold exterior, she is what she is. And I'll give this novel 4 stars out of 5 because I think this whole series is breathtaking. You can read it anytime, and you can always binge read this series, and you'll never get tired of their dynamic relationship, their love, their secrets, past, and how they have evolved from being children to adults, from being some stupid kind of humans to being most mature women, taking mature decisions, taking being a family, being loved ones. That was the novel all about. I definitely recommend this one. So the next one is Inappropriate by Keeland. It is an standalone office romance. The story ups to Ilsa, our heroine, who is being unjustly fired off from her post because of some Instagram crap post, and now she gets frustrated and gets drunk and writes an inappropriate email to the CEO for the company she works for. That email definitely gets her the job back, but now she is on the CEO's radar. Grant, is our hero, is intrigued by her, by how strong character she was, and by how she doesn't take bullshit from people, and she is straightforward, and she is straightforward for what she wants and what she likes and what she doesn't like. So in the starting they try to keep things like very professional on the front, but it doesn't take long to brew the romance between them. Ellen has her own reasons why she doesn't want to fall in love again, because she has been heartbroken in the past and now she doesn't want to be in that position again. Whereas Grant, he has a sad story and he has a sad past, and he doesn't want to be in a relationship or doesn't want to commit to anyone because he thinks that commitment is nothing but just failure of some relationships. So that's how they end up being together, two broken people mending each other, and two broken people seeking out escapism in each other's love, in each other's hug, and in each other's life. What I like most was how Ellen was a relatable and lovable character, how strong she was, how fierce she was, and she was some kind of a woman who was straightforward for what she wants, and she was a woman who was self-worthy. I definitely recommend this one. I'll give this novel 3 stars out of 5 because I think that was not on the level where I think Keeland has written all her other novels, but it was a nice one. I do recommend this, but it was not that good enough for me. Next one is Nightfall by Penelope Douglas. It is the 4th book in the Devil Knight series, and it is about Will and Emory. So Will Grayson has always been obsessed or in love with Emory Scott since the high school. Though he was always the one who chased after Emory, but he was always rejected. So when he finally got his chance, he kind of fucked it up, and now that end up being his and his friends in prison for at least 2 to 3 years. Now after 9 years, they meet again in Beach Church. Beach Church is kind of what we say a prison where rich spoiled kids are sent to seek therapy, to make their lives better, kind of thing. That's where he finds Emery, and he's shocked. It's kind of a mystery to him why Emery is there, because the very first thing, Emery is not rich. The second thing, that Emery is not a rich spoiled brat. So that's how the story is all about, that why Emery is there, and what has been her life over the past 9 years, and why she has always rejected Will, and how now Will is ready to be a man Emery wants him to be, and he'll do anything to do for her, and he'll do anything to make her believe that he is love of his life. What I liked most in this novel was the part where they told about his past and her past and now their present. There was this connection between them that really caught me. Though this book is not recommended for everyone, this book should be read to people who are 18 plus, because there has been some abuse things that might trigger you. So I recommend you, if you are 18 plus and you are in that kind of genre, you should go for it. If you are not, then you should not. So I'll give this book 4 stars out of 5 because I think this is a good one. You can read it again and again when you're reading this series or when you're binge watching this series, but it is not a standalone to be read, because this whole series is about 4 boys who is being caught under some circumstances, and that's how they were in school together. And it was a nice touch in this novel. Penelope has written this brilliantly about the characters development, about their relationship development, about their future, about their present, about their past. So I'll definitely recommend this one. So the next novel is The Villian. This is the second book in the Boston Bells written by J Shen. So basically this novel is kind of come under the trope of marriage of convenience, and the scene opens up to Cillian. Cillian, our hero, is for perfection. He's cold, he's calculating, but again there's a reason why he's cold, why he's calculating. Whereas our heroine, she couldn't have been more perfect. They definitely complement each other. She is tough when she needs to be and soft when it is required. She has a backbone of a steel and a heart of a gold. Whereas the most important part of this book opens up to when they get married and how they look after for each other in their own twisted way. Our heroine has always been in love with Cillian, and she kinds of in love with him when she was like some 20 something, and now she is 30 and she has been in love with him over a decade, but things went off radar once, and now she is married to him and she doesn't know how to win him, and she doesn't know what to do that will make Cillian believe that she is someone whom he can trust with his secrets, his desires, his heart and whatnot. The thing I like the most, due to which I recommend this book, is the evolution of their relationship was not just physical, and it was beyond physical. It was about how they cared for each other. It was about the conversation they used to have with each other. It was not banter most of the time. It was not stupid. It was meaningful. It was what we say, like I was intrigued by their conversation, I was intrigued by their relationship, and how they both transform themselves for each other because they want to be with each other and no one other else. So I definitely recommend this one. I'll give this book 4 stars out of 5 because I think this is a book which you can read anytime, anywhere again, and this is a book which you never get tired of, and this definitely holds a special place in my heart, and I definitely recommend you to read this once in your lifetime. Well, that was my favorite, most anticipated romance of 2020. Let's hope I come back to tell you more about them because I have a huge list to tell you about 2020 romances. And as always, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you really like this one. Please like, share, subscribe, and do recommend this to your friends if your friend is a book nerd. And I'll definitely back soon with a new video and new recommendations and new books.